Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my October reading wrap-up. In October, I managed to read a total of 10 books, of which 6 are physical books, 2 audiobooks and 2 physical books. I had my audiobook subscription running only from the last 2 days of October, and I managed to finish 2 audiobooks, which itself is a really good achievement if you ask me, and I think I'll be reading more in November. Also, if you're hearing some bursting noises in between the video, it's because the kids in my building are bursting crackers. There's just 2 weeks more for Diwali. So if you hear those sounds, please bear with me and let's just get into the video now. The first book I finished is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices series. If you didn't know, I've been reading the books in the Shadowhunter Chronicles by Cassandra Clare in the order they were published until finishing the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments, and then I'm having certain other orders prepared. The reviews for the first 4 books in the Mortal Instruments and the first book in the Infernal Devices is already out in the channel. You can go and check it out if you want to. That is, the first book is this one. I have a dedicated review for it. It deals with the story of a 16-year-old girl named Tessa Gray, who comes to London from New York in 1878. And what happens is, after getting to London, she's to meet her brother and they are to make a living in London because of certain problems which happen in their family in New York. And Tessa just gets swept into this shadow world, and she is rescued by this shadow hunter named Will Herondale. There is also his parrot named Jim Carstairs. It's essentially a love triangle, but there is a lot more than just the love triangle for the plot, and it's really interesting. So if you're looking for a nice historical fiction plus fantasy kind of story, then you'll have to read The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. 5 stars. The next book which I finished is an ebook, and it is Teen Titans Volume 1 by Benjamin Percy and John Boy Myers. All these names are always difficult for me to pronounce. This shows the story of Batman's son and how he brings together various superheroes who are teens that have superpowers, and how are they going to make their way through something which comes to kill them all, and what are the things that are needed for the team to become a team, and how they are proceeding forward in their journey. That's the plot of this book, and it is really good. Okay, you can just read it within like half an hour or 1 hour max, and it's just fun. I rated this one 4 stars. The next one which I finished is a children's book, and it is Spring Heel Jack by Phillip Pullman. There's a little story behind this book. Actually, I finished reading Clockwork Angel in the first 2 days of the month, so it was a Sunday then. I was not able to read that much and didn't have any mood to read anything. So I and my brother had this deal that he could pull out any book from my bookshelf and I'll try to read it by the end of the month. He just took this out, and he didn't know that it was illustrated, so I was able to finish it so soon. It just took like 1 to 1.5 hours to read. The plot of this, the idea of this book is that there's this vigilante hero named Spring Heel Jack, who dresses himself like the devil and comes and fights crime in the city and helps people in an anonymous way. Okay, and it happens in London, also in the 1800s, so it was just fun. If you have kids in your home, please do read this to them, or you can read it along with them. It's just so fun. I rated this one also 4 stars. Next one is Archememies by Marissa Meyer. This is the sequel to Renegades by Marissa Meyer, which you can see here, this blue book. Renegades was my most favorite book of 2018. It deals with this gang of superheroes called the Renegades, who are the protagonists of the story, or the good guys, and the other group of superheroes or supervillains who also have similar superpowers, but they are not trained in the way that the Renegades are, because the Renegades are kind of a government, but the anarchists, that is the protagonist group of supervillains, they are trying to overthrow the Renegades because they think that the Renegades are not being fair to all the people with the superpowers who are called the prodigies. So we have 2 leads in the story, a male and a female lead. The female lead is from the anarchists and the male lead is from the Renegades. Both of them have some underdog roles to play, and the anarchist's name is Nova, and she makes her way into the Renegades and becomes a renegade in order to bring them down from within. But a romance blossoms between the 2 main characters, and that's what makes the story even more complicated. I don't think this was as strong as Renegades, because I loved Renegades. I rated it 5 stars. This one was just a 4-star read for me. That's mainly because this book concentrated more on the politics of the world and the romance rather than the plot. The plot is there, it does progress in a very slow way, but the thing is that the romance was concentrated a lot and the politics was concentrated a lot more, and I was not able to see the plot progressing in a clear way throughout the book. Hence I rated this one 4 stars. The next one is Think Straight, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Darius Foroux. This is a non-fiction book. It's self-help and it helps to declutter our mind and organize our thoughts in a proper way so that we can focus our thoughts towards the things which we have to complete rather than letting our thoughts wander to things that we missed out on doing or things which are not easily possible right now in the present. And this book did help me a lot because the month started excellently with this book because I just spent the first 2 days of the month reading this one, and it just started the month very well for me. And as the month progressed, like between the 15th and 20th of October, I was again mental state which was a bit confused. So I saw this one, and also before picking up this book, I've seen this all over Bookstagram, okay, and all over social media. But I've not heard anyone talking about it. So I just went forward and picked it up. It was a short self-help book, just 100 pages long. It was available for free also in Prime Reading, so I went forward and read it. It was really good, okay. It's not any complex book or which tells anything to you in a very serious way. It's very practical if you ask me, and I just like the tone of the book because it was very understandable also, and I rated this one 4 stars. Next one is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is the only reread which I did in October, and it was fun, okay. This was the book which kind of slowed things down for me. It's not the fault of the book, it's the fault of me because I read until the half of the book and I just left a time gap of 1 week and then picked it up again. That was the time when I was confused totally, and it was just really good, okay. Only during this reread I'm able to understand how much I missed out while I read the series for the first time, and many things make a lot of sense, and the interrelation between this one and this one, okay, it's just so awesome. So if you can, please try to read the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices in the order they were published because they make much more sense than just reading them as separate series. I read the first one as a separate series, obviously, for the first time. It was really good then also, but now it just gives me a whole new perspective and it's even more fun. I rated this one 4 stars. The next one is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. This is psychological thriller, just like any other Gillian Flynn novel, and I've read all of her other 3 books. The first 2 are action novels, and the other one is a short story. A novel, not a short story. I loved all 3. I thought that this was the weakest because everyone said that of all the books that Gillian Flynn has written, this is the weakest, but I don't think so. Okay, I think this is I'll say Gone Girl is the first one. This is the next one, and Sharp Objects is the third one for me right now. Mainly because the things that she explores within the minds of people, that is the darker sides of the minds of the people, in this one is really good. And I do have a dedicated review for this one already filmed and it's uploaded. I have not scheduled it yet. I'll try to publish it in the first 10 days of November because I think this is a book which you'll have to read during this time of the year because the monsoon has started, at least in India, and it's become chilly and rainy out there. So it'll just have the perfect tone, and I think you'll like it because it's a murder mystery, also a psychological thriller put together, and I just liked it a lot. I rated this one also 4 stars. The next one is Think Like a Monk by Shetty. Actually, I don't follow Shetty anywhere in the social media or on YouTube. I just saw the review for this book by Sneha Banerjee in the channel Book Junction. You should go and try watching that video of hers because only after watching that video I wanted to read this book because I'm not a person who has read a lot of non-fiction or who does read a lot of non-fiction as well. She said that it is very much suitable for beginners, so I went in and read it. I can say that though you're a beginner or not a beginner, even if you're a pro when it comes to reading non-fiction books, you will like this one because it doesn't have many new things and all, but the things that he tries to explain are really good. They are very practical in everywhere. That's what I found about this book, which was really good. And also the language is super easy, okay. If you're a beginner, don't worry at all. He just puts things out in the easiest way, and I just love that aspect of the book a lot. Also, he just has this concept of the monk mind and the monkey mind. He compares those two contrasts and explains how these two work and how we can train our mind, which is the monkey mind, to behave like a monk mind in order to make our life better. I liked this one, and it was a 4-star read for me. Next one is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This is the sequel to Clockwork Angel. That is the second book in the Infernal Devices series. So I'm not going to talk a lot about this one, but I said that the series is predominantly a love triangle, right? That love triangle actually progresses a lot in Clockwork Prince only, and it is so beautiful, okay? Usually I don't like love triangles a lot because they tend to become boring, but Cassandra Clare just knows how to write those things, and it's just so lovely. Okay, it is in such a way that I'm not able to ship a couple. Okay, I just ship the triangle as a whole. It's so beautiful. Okay, and it's so realistic also, and it's just so beautiful, guys. I don't know what words I'll have to use to describe this one. I've not filmed the review yet because I just finished reading it last night, and it's really good. Okay, it's just really good. Go forward and read this series because I'm sure that you will love it if you like romance, fantasy, or historical fiction, because it's really good. And let's just wait and watch. This was a 5-star read for me, and I'm very much pumped to read the last book in the trilogy, which is Clockwork Princess, which I'll be reading in November. Let's just wait and watch. The last book which I finished is The Original by Brandon Sanderson and Mary Robinette Kowal. Okay, the sole reason why I picked this book up is that it is written by Brandon Sanderson and it is a really short audiobook. Okay, it's not even 4 hours long. I listen to them in double speed or 1.5 speed always. So it was a really quick read for me, but it was not a satisfying read. Okay, the concept of this book is that it's sci-fi, so it happens in the future. We have this world in which when a person dies, the government can create a clone of them. The person is called the original, and there's this clone that is created, and the clone can be used to track the original person. The original person in this story is a woman, and she ends up killing his husband and escaping. So the government makes a clone of her and uses that clone to capture her. Does the clone end up catching her or not? That's the plot of the story. The idea is really cool. The world is excellent, okay, but the execution was not so good. I didn't like the execution that much. As a whole book, it was decent, but it was not good. I ended up rating it 3 stars. So if you're a person who likes sci-fi, I think you like this more, because I'm not used to reading that much sci-fi, but I did end up liking this at least. I didn't like it much, but I did like it, and I rated this 3 stars as I said before. That's all for today, and if you did enjoy watching the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends, and don't forget to tell me down in the comments what are the books that you read in October, and tell me your November TBR as well. I'll try to take some recommendations for you guys in the future to read. And that's it. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel, because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.